let's deal with a heavy serving of bullshit. Look at this nonsense. Okay, so Will interviews laptop repairman in Hunter case. This is John Paul McIsaac. Please, God, let him tell the bullshit story about the mystery FBI agents. Again, look at this set, by the way. What is happening? What kind of, like, this looks like where they used to have the cooking segments and they're like, fuck it. We're all Hunter Biden laptop. By the way, there is no Hunter Biden laptop. This guy he couldn't pick Hunter Biden out of a lineup if he wanted to. And maybe he'll name the FBI agents today. He's adding stuff to the story that makes it fall apart every single time. So I'm always up for this. This is John Paul McIsaac, the guy who, if you drop off your laptop at his repair shop and you don't come back for it in a timely fashion, he'll start looking through it.
Shortly thereafter, it became my property.
Hold on.
Shortly thereafter, it became my property. I took a look at some of the data.
Shortly thereafter, it became my property, and I took a look at some of the data. The idea that this motherfucker decides that you dropped it off and you didn't come back to get it, that it's now his. Think about this in terms of the Bongholio clip we just looked at.
I definitely saw some things that were a concern, an obscenely large amount of money being traded hands with.
Jesus Christ, like he combed through the fucking thing.
Burisma in exchange for favors from the State Department.
Bullshit.
And basically a pay.
By the way, I call bullshit on all of this. Crafted emails mixed in with real ones, real pictures mixed in with deep fakes, set up through this dipshit to be a useful idiot. Just saying. By the way, never seen the laptop. He doesn't have a picture of it. Never took a photo of it. Never took a picture of it to show what damage was done. Never, he gave a hard drive, a SSD copy to the friend of Rudy Giuliani's lawyer to get it to him.
Yeah. And I knew that between that and the embarrassing content that was on the laptop, I needed to get this to the authorities. I want to get it to the FBI because I feel like this is the proper channel.
Right. So you called the Delaware FBI and or you went right to their office with it. You had somebody drive you over there.
But I need to do it in Albuquerque. I can't do it myself. I'm
Why?
Too afraid to do it myself.
What the fuck? What do you mean you're too afraid to do it yourself and you had to go through Albuquerque?
So I enlisted my father to do it for me.
You enlisted your father to take the laptop to Albuquerque.
So he approached the Albuquerque field office for the FBI in early October of 2019. And he walks into an office where the FBI agent basically tells him to lawyer up, get the hell out, and don't talk about this.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. Hearsay, Your Honor. Lawyer up, and you mean because your son has stolen private property of a president of a former vice president's son? He does not have the rights to it. It was not in his possession long enough to be considered his own, and you're going to go to jail for looking through people's shit?
And my dad was sitting there with a hard drive, a copy.
Yeah, you were making copies of people's private emails or allegedly private emails from hard drives allegedly dropped off by Hunter Biden. I still call bullshit on that.
Via the drives.
By the way, as far as he knows, that's Hunter Biden with a shave.
And paperwork.
What's the relationship between...
What was that edit? Hold on.
With a hard drive, a copy of the drives, and paperwork.
What's the relation?
Look at that. Look at that slice. And paperwork?
My dad was sitting there with a hard drive, a copy of the drives, and paperwork.
What's the
Huh. A copy of the drive. So you kept a copy that you didn't give him the copy that you got from the actual hard drive. You made a copy of that copy. Get fucked.
Relationship between you and the FBI been like since that moment?
Well,
my father and I were just disenfranchised. We thought there was,
disenfranchised? You lost your FBI franchise? They came and stole your female body inspector t-shirt?
We didn't know what to do.
Well, you would go to the Delaware field office with the fucking laptop and the hard drive.
It was a month later that an FBI agent named Joshua reaches out to my father.
Yeah, this guy Joshua, he just reaches out to my father. This guy calls. He says he's from the Albuquerque field office.
In an effort to get a hold of me.
Yeah. Joshua, Special Agent Joshua.
We finally...
Yes, because Joshua isn't a name that a Russian PSYOP campaign would decide is a name that somebody involved in computers would feel is familiar.
Thought maybe somebody's going to take this seriously. So the FBI met with me at my home.
Oh, did they? So the entire FBI came over. So do you see why the details of this annoy me? The FBI met with me at my home. He was scared to go to the Albuquerque or the Delaware FBI, so he had his dad go to Albuquerque. The Albuquerque guy went, dude, that's theft. You're getting in big fucking trouble. Get a lawyer, file it with a lawyer, and try to present it as something, but we can't help you. And later, Joshua calls. Was it, hold on. I think I know who it is. It was, it wouldn't happen to, he didn't look anything like Gary Busey, did he? All right, you albino jackrabbit son of a bitch, good night. Was it Mr. Joshua? Fucking hell, Joshua.
And asked me about my concerns.
Edit. What the fuck?
Met with me at my home and asked me about my concerns.
Asked me about my concerns. Like, they cut a shit ton out of that.
Then they said they were going to come and they wanted to make a forensic clone of the drive.
They can't make a forensic clone of the drive because the drive you have is not a forensic clone. Why wouldn't they just get the fucking drive from you?
When they showed up...
I found the smoking gun, Your Honor. Did the FBI want the gun? No, they came over and took a plaster mold of it. They made a rubber version.
Instead of bringing a tech guy with them, they brought a subpoena. And they're like, yeah, we're just going to take everything.
Yes, that's kind of what you should do.
And I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah, great. I'm going to keep a copy, though, and give it to Rudy's. So take everything. Subpoena for everything. They came back. Whether they're real or not, we'll talk about that later. But according to him, real FBI agents came with a subpoena for everything, which to his mind did not include the copy of the hard drive that he passed on to Rudy Giuliani. Like, he did not give them all copies of everything that he'd made, or even the original copy at this point, but everything. Okay.
Take it all.
Take everything. Take it all, except the copy I'm going to give to Rudy.
This is exactly what I wanted in the first place.
You said your father reached out in October of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Albuquerque. If you wanted this out of your possession so desperately...
Why'd you wait so fucking long, and why didn't you go to someone else sooner, or why didn't you... And I don't know, the internet existed in 2019, right?
I believe it legally came into your possession as your property in the summer of 2017.
Well... The Hunter's lawyer said a customer dropped it, or Hunter dropped it off in 2017.
Oh, blah, 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 blah. Who said what now?
The Hunter's lawyer said a customer dropped it, or Hunter dropped it off in 2017. He dropped it off in 2019. Hunter didn't even remember when he dropped it off.
Nice.
Because he didn't fucking drop it off. So a customer dropped it off in 2017, and this guy says, what? The fuck? A customer. Dude, he doesn't even remember Hunter Biden dropping this off. Get fucked. He said a customer.
I see. So you held on to the laptop for a couple of months.
Yeah. So, dude, you don't understand. McIsaac, he's trying to help you. The idea that you had it for 2 years and then it was yours makes sense. But if you dropped it off in 2019 and within months you were saying, well, this is mine now, fuck you, buddy.
Before reaching out to the FBI.
Mm-hmm. When the impeachment trial...
August to October is the timeline right now. August of 2019, he drops it off, allegedly. A customer drops it off. And then in 2019, he's like, well, he hasn't come to pick it up. I'm going to start combing through this shit. What?
Went down. I still had my fingers crossed that the FBI was going to admit the laptop as evidence, so the White House had it for defense.
Oh, yeah. So had it for defense. Why would they need to defend themselves by attacking the son of the former president?
My heart sank when the impeachment trial concluded, and there was no sign.
Oh, he was hoping it would be used in the defense in the impeachment trial.
Of that laptop anywhere, because I had definitely seen stuff on that laptop that would have justified a phone call to Zelensky saying what happened during the former administration.
What? What? Zelensky wasn't president then. He...
Because there was a lot of money exchanging hands. There's a lot of...
Yes, legal business being done as Burisma went from one of the most corrupt companies in Europe to a fully functioning, relatively corruption-free, I don't think any company is completely corruption-free, even a small local Delaware laptop repair shop.
Pay for play.
Your next move.
Oh, edit. Another one. Fuck, man. The legal department at Fox is cutting the shit out of this.
Exchanging hands. There's a lot of... pay for play.
Your next move.
There's a lot of pay for play.
Is a move that brings this story to all of us.
August of 2020, I knew the clock was ticking, and I finally had enough. I decided to reach out to Rudy Giuliani's office directly.
And then Rudy starts revealing some of the information.
Yeah, no. There was a step. You lost a step. Did anybody notice the step that was missing? The step where he gave the hard drive that he had a copy of to Rudy, who started making copies of it that allegedly had all this stuff on it that was in violation of the subpoena that the FBI guys had allegedly had.
And immediately now, it's Russian disinformation.
Yes, it is.
Yep, besides, it was scary.
Dude, in this interview, he says a customer dropped it off, not Rudy. So meaning, were you there the day Hunter, were you there the day it was dropped off or not? Like, that is a change in the story that's enormous. And also, if you only had that fucking laptop for a couple of months, 90 days is not a window where you now own somebody's private goods that you've been, that they dropped off for repair. Also, what evidence does this asshole have that he ever called Hunter Biden, or that the phone number he had to call Hunter Biden that was on the form was actually fucking real? Or still in use, and wasn't just an old one snatched by Russian intelligence and put on the form because they knew it was a phone he used when he was in Europe a long time ago, and wasn't even the one he actually uses in real life or when he's just at home.
The article came out at 6:30 in the morning, and by 9:30, it was like this digital iron curtain had descended, and nobody was allowed to talk about it.
Bullshit. The story stood on the New York Post's website. Fox talked about it like crazy. It was just on social media. People recognized that it was a disinfo campaign inside the window of time where it would shift an election, and it was not enough time to verify the claims within it, so they shut it down.
Nobody could tweet it. New York Post account was blocked. Facebook was blocking it. And then...
because it's bullshit. Maybe the customer blocked it. Perhaps it was Joshua. Have we ever found Joshua? The only way to win is not to play. Did at any point did Joshua call you Professor Falcon? Greetings, Professor Falcon.
It started happening. Russian disinformation. And it was like this coordinated effort by mainstream and social media.
This is his lawsuit claim.
Yeah. all at the same time. My life was ruined in that process.
No, it wasn't, fucko. You just made it worse. Like, originally he was like, they started calling me a hacker and I ruined my business, and nobody... Do you think anyone in this building, where he's at Fox, would drop off their laptop for repairs to this asshole? Sean Hannity, give this guy your laptop to fix it. Are you sure he wouldn't just decide to take a peek? That's why he's got no fucking business anymore.
But the nation is suffering.
The nation is not suffering.
Are you a Russian asset? Are you...
No, he's not an asset. He's an asshat.
Perpetuating Russian disinformation?
I just think it's the irony, like, for the entire...
Fuck, man, look at the edits in this stuff.
Russian disinformation.
I just think it's the irony, like, for the entire Cold War, there have been Mac Isaacs flying planes going after communists. And to be...
Asshole, these aren't communists. We're not talking about the fucking Soviets, dipshit.
Accused of being one of those communists, or even...
Oh, God. Fuck me.
Playing a part in that is just absurd to me.
No, it isn't. And no one thinks you're an active, useful idiot. You're a passive, useful idiot, fucko. They're taking advantage of this dickhead's disability and his loyalty to Trump. That's what this is about.
You have sued Politico, the Daily Beast, CNN, and Congressman Adam Schiff for slander. Tell me about that lawsuit.
Well, I went after Twitter originally because they labeled me a hacker. And I never thought I would have an opportunity to defend my actions or hold those accountable again. That's one reason why I sat down and I wrote my book, because I knew that.
Oh, God, the book on tape is going to be so good.
That in the court of law, I was destroyed, but maybe I still had a chance in the court of public opinion. I now have a second chance to hold these people accountable, and I'm going to fight like hell to do it.
He's trying to get them to settle and pay him for creating a fake story. Can we, one more time?
A month later, that an FBI agent named Joshua reaches out to my father.
Named Joshua. Last name Joshua, first name Joshua. Just as, hey, Miss McIsaac Sr., this is Joshua, Special Agent Joshua. Code name Joshua. We have understanding that your son has hard drive, yes?
In an effort to get a hold of me.
Dude, you're in the fucking book. Why would the FBI have a hard time why would he call your dad to get a hold of you if you still had your repair shop at that point? He allegedly told them the information.
That we finally thought maybe somebody's going to take this seriously.
Again, like, they cut out all the shit. Like, I would love to see the full version of this with the stuff that they sliced out, including the 2 FBI agents that showed up. And by the way, I'm fairly certain, and this may be wrong, that he didn't make a distinction that they visited him at home before, that they came to the shop and they picked up the stuff, which why he had the shit at home is even weirder, especially after he'd made copies of the thing and was passing around. The biggest story in this is, and I don't know why nobody asks him in the press, is that if you were given they showed you a subpoena, they didn't give you a copy of the subpoena, because legally they have to give you a copy of the subpoena. So we've yet to see that. But, and I would love to see it. But they gave you a subpoena for everything involved in it. All the hard drives, all the evidence that was involved in what you've got. Like, and then you kept a hard drive. That's, that's interfering with a federal investigation. I mean, there's a myriad of laws he's admitting to breaking just in this interview. Now, I don't think he did break a law, because I don't think these were real FBI agents, and I think his story is complete horseshit. But he was, the whole thing was like, I was hoping it would protect him from the from the impeachment, and Zelensky could answer the criminal stuff that was going on when Yanukovych was fucking president. Or Poroshenko. Jesus Christ. Like, these assholes, they don't know that the clock moves forward. Fuck. The Hunter Biden investigation. Shut up. I will say, it's nice when more of this story comes out because I continue to get more and more correct about all this stuff. Have I not said from the very beginning that not only is there no Hunter Biden laptop, but the story about it arriving at this place and all that was as hinky as all the rest of it. And the fact that there's allegedly criminal activity, but also the allegations that Rudy Giuliani has made that there was, like kitty diddling pictures on the hard drive, and Rudy's made multiple copies and passes them out, even if it's fake, which I believe it is. Let's say somebody makes fake, kitty diddling pictures of Hunter Biden and a younger person, a young woman, a girl, not an underage woman. It's whatever. Anyways, an underaged human being. Even if that is fake, contrived, compromise, that they've crafted, copying and disseminating it is still illegal. It's still, you're making multiple copies of and retaining copies of allegedly sex crimes and passing them out as political, to help someone's political campaign, which would be a contribution in kind equal to money exchanging hands, which that means you're selling child porn, for fuck's sake. Like, this is so dumb. I want to meet Joshua now. Who's this Joshua? That's the first name we've gotten. Mr. Joshua. I'm still convinced it was Gary Busey. I'm honest to God, it had to be Gary Busey. I'm here to pick up some evidence of Hunter Biden's alleged activities. I love it. I have a secretary. She is dynamite. But what I want you to understand, Mr. Riggs, is